Have you ever wondered why some men seem to effortlessly draw women toward them while others struggle to get noticed? The truth is, attraction is not just about looks or money. It goes much deeper into the way a man carries himself, how he interacts with the world, and the energy he brings into a woman's life. Women are naturally drawn to certain traits that signal strength, confidence, stability, and emotional depth. When a man embodies these qualities, he becomes unforgettable. And instead of chasing after women, he finds women chasing after him. This is not about manipulation, but about understanding female psychology and tapping into the behaviors that spark genuine attraction. In this essay, we will uncover the powerful things men do that make women want to pursue them, and how you can apply these traits to your own life to naturally draw women closer. 1. Confidence without arrogance. One of the most magnetic qualities a man can possess is confidence. But here's the catch. Women can easily tell the difference between true confidence and arrogance. Confidence comes from self-assurance, a quiet belief in who you are, and an ability to remain calm under pressure. Arrogance, on the other hand, comes off as insecurity dressed up with pride, and it eventually pushes people away. When a man displays genuine confidence, women are instinctively drawn to him because he represents strength, stability, and leadership. Confidence is attractive because it communicates that a man is secure in his own skin. He does not need constant validation, nor does he crumble when challenged. Women admire men who know what they want, make decisions with clarity, and handle life's ups and downs with composure. Think of it this way. A man who confidently walks into a room, smiles genuinely, and engages others with ease instantly stands out, even if he is not the tallest, richest, or most handsome man present. What makes confidence irresistible is that it creates a sense of safety. A woman feels that if you can handle yourself, you can handle life, and by extension, you can handle being with her. This makes her want to invest her energy in pursuing you because you radiate qualities that suggest strength and dependability. However, the reason confidence works so powerfully is because it is not forced. Men who try too hard to prove themselves usually fall into arrogance, bragging about money, exaggerating achievements, or trying to dominate every conversation. This approach often backfires as women see it as insecurity. Instead, true confidence is subtle. It shows in body language, good posture, steady eye contact, a calm tone of voice, and purposeful movements. It also shows in how you treat others, listening more than you speak, respecting boundaries, and being comfortable with silence when needed. Another overlooked part of confidence is self-respect. Women chase men who set standards for themselves and refuse to settle for less. If you know your value and carry yourself accordingly, you naturally inspire others to respect you. Women love men who can say no when something does not align with their principles. This makes them see you as a man of strength and integrity, which instantly increases your desirability. The best part about confidence is that it can be built. It is not something only a select few are born with. You can develop it by improving your skills, taking care of your body, setting goals, and consistently keeping promises to yourself. Every small victory builds inner belief, and women sense that energy the moment you interact with them. Confidence without arrogance is a rare blend, and it is one of the main reasons women chase certain men. When you embody it, you stop needing to pursue love desperately because women will feel compelled to pursue you. 2. Mystery and unpredictability. One of the most powerful traits that make women chase men is a sense of mystery. Human psychology is naturally drawn to what it cannot fully figure out, and women are no exception. When a man reveals everything about himself too quickly, there is nothing left to discover. On the other hand, a man who keeps an element of unpredictability becomes intriguing. Women find themselves wanting to know more, investing their time and energy to unlock who he really is. Mystery is not about being secretive or playing manipulative games. It is about living a life that is interesting, layered, and not fully displayed on the surface. When a man has passions, goals, and experiences that he does not immediately share, he creates an aura that sparks curiosity. For example, instead of telling a woman your entire life story in one sitting, you let her discover pieces of you over time. This gradual unveiling creates anticipation and excitement. Unpredictability is equally powerful. If every interaction follows the same pattern, texting at the same time, using the same words, planning the same activities, it quickly becomes boring. Women are wired to seek stimulation and variety, and when a man introduces unpredictability into the dynamic, he keeps the connection fresh and engaging. That does not mean being inconsistent or unreliable. It means being spontaneous in ways that make interactions feel alive. One day you might plan a quiet evening with deep conversation, and another day you might surprise her with a new experience. This balance makes her wonder what will happen next, which keeps her chasing. Another layer of mystery lies in independence. A man who does not constantly broadcast his availability creates a natural pull. If you are always texting, always calling, always free, it signals that you have little going on outside of her. That decreases your value. But when you are focused on your purpose, your hobbies, your goals, and your friendships, you naturally create space. That space makes her curious about what you are doing when you are not with her. Women are more likely to chase men who live rich lives because it makes them want to be part of that exciting world. The psychology behind this is simple. The brain releases dopamine when anticipating a reward. If everything about you is predictable and easily accessible, there is no anticipation. But if you present yourself as a man with layers to uncover and experiences to share, you activate her curiosity. This curiosity fuels attraction and often makes her the one reaching out, asking questions, and wanting to spend more time with you. In the end, being mysterious and unpredictable is about balance. You do not play hard to get to the point of seeming disinterested, but you also do not reveal everything all at once. You leave room for discovery, which keeps her engaged. Women chase men who make them feel excited, challenged, and curious, and mystery does exactly that. 3. Emotional control. One of the strongest signals of masculinity and maturity is a man's ability to master his emotions. Women are highly intuitive and they quickly notice how a man reacts under pressure and conflict or when things do not go his way. A man who loses control, whether by becoming overly angry, needy, jealous, or defensive, sends a signal of instability. On the other hand, a man who remains composed and steady, even in difficult situations, becomes magnetic. Women chase men who radiate calmness because it makes them feel safe, respected, and valued. Emotional control does not mean suppressing feelings or acting like a robot. It means being aware of your emotions and choosing how to respond instead of reacting impulsively. For instance, when faced with disrespect or rejection, a man with emotional control does not lash out, beg for attention, or crumble. Instead, he takes a step back, processes the situation logically, and responds with dignity. This kind of restraint is deeply attractive because it reflects strength. Another aspect of emotional control is consistency. Women are drawn to men who are steady in their moods and behavior because it creates a sense of security. If one day you are loving and affectionate, but the next day cold and dismissive, it creates confusion. However, when your behavior remains balanced and respectful, she begins to trust you more deeply. That trust is what pushes her to invest emotionally and pursue you further. Confidence and emotional control often go hand in hand. For example, imagine a man who is criticized in public. The insecure man gets defensive, raises his voice, and tries to prove himself. The confident, emotionally controlled man listens, smiles, and chooses his words wisely without letting the situation rattle him. Women are far more drawn to the latter because it demonstrates intelligence, patience, and strength. Emotional control also applies to handling attraction itself. Many men ruin potential connections by showing desperation. Constantly texting, over-explaining, or demanding validation reflects a lack of control. But when a man paces the relationship, respects her space, and does not let emotions dictate every move, he becomes harder to resist. He shows that while he values her, his world does not revolve solely around her. That balance is what makes her chase. Furthermore, emotional control extends to positive emotions as well. A man who can express joy, gratitude, and kindness in healthy ways creates a warm environment that women want to be part of. It is not about being cold or detached. It is about managing both highs and lows with balance. In essence, Emotional control shows that you are a man who can handle life without being ruled by impulses. Women instinctively chase this type of man because he represents safety, maturity, and leadership. While others lose themselves in emotions, the man who remains grounded becomes the one she cannot forget and the one she cannot help but chase. 4. Purpose-driven life. A man who knows his purpose and lives with direction naturally attracts women. Purpose is more than a career, a paycheck, or daily routines. It is the driving force behind why you wake up in the morning and the vision that fuels your actions. Women are instinctively drawn to men who have ambition, vision, and a sense of mission in life because it signals leadership, determination, and strength. When a man is purpose-driven, he does not chase women, women chase him. Living with purpose demonstrates discipline. For example, a man who consistently works on his goals, whether building a business, advancing in his career, creating art, or developing his skills, radiates a sense of focus and determination. Women admire this because it shows that he has his priorities straight. Instead of being easily swayed or distracted, he is committed to building something meaningful. That stability becomes attractive because women see him as someone they can respect and rely on. A purpose-driven life also creates natural boundaries. A man who knows what he is working toward will not sacrifice his dreams just to please someone else. He will not drop everything to chase approval, nor will he compromise his principles for temporary satisfaction. This kind of discipline makes a woman realize she has to rise to meet his standards instead of expecting him to bend to hers. The very act of prioritizing purpose over constant availability creates a dynamic where she feels compelled to pursue him. Women also love men who are passionate about something bigger than themselves. Passion is contagious. It shows that you are alive, motivated, and committed to growth. A man who speaks with enthusiasm about his craft, his goals, or his dreams lights up a room, and that energy draws women in. They want to be close to that fire because it inspires them and makes them feel part of something extraordinary. At the same time, a purpose-driven life keeps you independent. It prevents you from relying on relationships for validation or identity. Instead of clinging to a woman for a sense of worth, you stand on your own foundation. This independence makes women chase because it shows that you are complete on your own, and that makes you even more desirable. No one wants to be the center of someone's entire world. They want to be part of a rich, fulfilling world that already exists. Finally, purpose creates long-term attraction. While looks and charm may initially draw interest, it is your mission that sustains it. A man who has goals for the future, whether financial, spiritual, or personal, represents stability. Women are naturally wired to look for men who can provide direction and security. When they see that in you, they are not only attracted, but they also feel compelled to invest, support, and even chase to become part of that journey. In short, purpose makes you magnetic. When you live for something greater, you stop chasing, and women cannot help but chase you. 5. Respect and leadership. One of the most overlooked yet powerful qualities that make women chase men is respect combined with natural leadership. Respect is not just about how you treat women, but how you treat yourself and others. Leadership is not about dominance or control, but about guiding with integrity, decisiveness, and strength. When these two traits come together, they create a presence that women cannot resist. Respect begins with self-respect. A man who values himself, sets boundaries, and refuses to accept poor treatment immediately stands out. Women are drawn to men who know their worth because it signals strength and stability. If you allow others to walk over you, constantly compromise your standards, or beg for attention, it weakens your presence. But when you demonstrate that you respect your time, your body, your mind, and your values, you silently demand respect from others as well. Women admire this deeply, and it often makes them chase because they recognize you are not easily won over. Respect also extends to how you treat the people around you. Women pay close attention to how you interact with waiters, colleagues, friends, and strangers. A man who treats everyone with kindness and fairness, regardless of their status, communicates emotional intelligence. This type of behavior signals maturity and compassion, which are qualities women value in a long-term partner. It is not about being overly nice or submissive. It is about showing genuine regard for others without losing your strength. Leadership is the other piece of the puzzle. True leadership is not about barking orders or controlling others. It is about leading by example, making decisions confidently, and inspiring those around you. Women chase men who demonstrate leadership because it makes them feel secure and inspired. A man who knows how to take charge of situations, whether planning a date, solving a problem, or guiding his own life, becomes irresistible. Leadership shows decisiveness, and decisiveness is one of the most attractive traits a man can possess. Leadership also means being dependable. If you say you will do something, you follow through. Consistency builds trust, and trust is the foundation of attraction. Women naturally chase men they can count on because reliability is rare. When you combine respect with leadership, you become the kind of man who not only inspires admiration, but also ignites pursuit. It is also important to remember that respect and leadership are not about superiority. They are about balance, knowing when to stand firm and when to listen. Women appreciate men who lead but also make them feel heard and valued. This combination creates harmony where she feels both protected and respected. Ultimately, respect and leadership are powerful because they elevate your presence. They show that you are a man who does not need to beg for attention because your very character commands it. Women chase men who embody these traits because they know such men are rare, valuable, and worth the effort. Attraction is not built on flashy tricks, money, or empty words. It is built on qualities that women instinctively respond to at a deeper psychological level. Confidence without arrogance, a touch of mystery, strong emotional control, a life driven by purpose, and the combination of respect with leadership all work together to create an aura that makes women chase instead of being chased. These traits show that you are a man who is complete on his own, not desperate for attention, and capable of offering stability, excitement, and inspiration. The truth is, women are not just looking for looks or charm. They are searching for a man who makes them feel safe, valued, and excited about the future. When you embody these qualities, you shift the dynamic. You stop chasing love, and love starts chasing you. The more you invest in becoming this type of man, the more naturally you will attract genuine connections. If you found this breakdown helpful, do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Remember, attraction is not about luck. It is about becoming the best version of yourself. That is what makes women chase.